ladies and gentlemen, fight fans of the Pride Resurrection channel. It has been far too long. It is I, Alistair, Master of Gentleman's Combat, and I'm bringing to you today a classic MMA revival of Pancrase. Yes, we are Hybrid Wrestlers 2. Now, I had actually recorded this once before, but I'd fucked up with my audio settings, so it sounded awful. So I've done it again, and I'll be sending it off to the most dangerous man alive today as soon as possible. First up, we have Vernon Tiger White, still in his skinny stage, taking on young boy of the OG Pancrase, Katsuomi Inagaki. And of course, Inagaki is, as usual, unreasonably shredded and has awful cauliflower ears. So he's obviously been trying hard, or maybe it's just Yoshiaki Fujiwara has been torturing the poor boy. And let's go! Palm strikes from Vernon. And round kick. Stage round kicks. And we'll see this because Inagaki, much more of a striker. Oh, just as I say that, hits a lovely time doubling. I was going to say that Inagaki, much more of a striker than the other guys that Vernon has fight so far. So it could be a better fight for Mr. Tiger White. And so we have Scarfold from Katsuomi Inagaki. I'm not sure if Vernon's got the super gorilla strength bridge that he would have later in his career. In fact, he's flailing around trying to catch the rear leg here. Pull himself round onto the back, maybe. Maybe he has no idea what he's doing. He's just hanging on here. Inagaki tried to separate the arms of Vernon, probably going for a Scarfold armbar. He stepped over into mount. Nasty crossface. Vernon's given up his back. Inagaki's going to sit out nicely on that armbar there. But he's in a little bit of danger of Vernon stepping over his head and getting his elbow free. And the crowd like that. Woo. Yeah, there we are. Well done, Vernon. Yanks his elbow free, takes top position, and stands up because he knows where it's at. Inagaki fixes his knee pads. Round kick from Inagaki. So going for the low kicks. Vernon going for the palm strike again. Single leg from Inagaki into a guillotine attempt from Vernon Tiger White. It appears Tiger's given up on it. So top half guard. We'll see the bottom game of Tiger. So got better later in his career. I watched some of his King of the Cage fights, and in all of his title fights, he gets rocked or damaged in the first round and is in serious danger. Oh, break. Inagaki ignoring the break there. Backstanding. Nice sweeping single there from Inagaki. Well timed too. Picked up the leg and then chops out the back one. And Suichi Hiroto going to stand him up because they're under the ropes. Good stuff for Vernon White there. Gets him out of danger free. Inside low from Inagaki. Good front kick from Vernon and a nice palm strike too. Ooh. That front kick visibly buckled Inagaki there. So we've got the sort of taekwondo stylings of Vernon Tiger White. As you can tell by his sort of funky movement. And we've got the sort of more traditional striking background of Katsuomi Inagaki. I actually have no idea what he trained before he tried to become a young boy in the dojo. He's getting sort of a choke from the bottom of side control by Vernon White, and then they've fallen out of the ring, so they've been stood up. But yeah, maybe a karateka, because I know that Rishi Nagisawa was one before. Good body kick from Inagaki. Good pimp hand there from Vernon Tiger White, sort of a backhanded slap. Though he did turn his hand over so it landed with the palm. And it's not just a pimp hand because he's black, everybody. I did refer to, back in the old written review days, I referred to Takaku Fukei's spinning backhand knockout of Rixa as a hellacious spinning pimp hand, so there we go. I'm only mildly racist. Inagaki working top side control, grinding in the face of Vernon Tiger White. Tiger shoving up. Good shot of Soichi Hiroto's ass there. Vern shoving up on the face of Inagaki, opening up some space out of this scarf hold. Although he might get caught in an arm triangle if Inagaki shoves it back along. And you can see there's a little bit of claret coming out of the nose of Inagaki. Oh, he's got that arm separated, so he's going to trap it for this scarf hold armbar. And they're going to be stood up. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Although Vernon was almost all the way out of the ring there. Back kick from Vernon, and he throws himself out of balance and then sort of skips around the ring saying, no, it was fine, I meant to do that. Good palm strike as well. 5 minutes passed. And I'm not sure what Vernon was signaling there. Maybe he got poked in the eyes? But that's pretty long for a Pancrase fight at this stage. We're not quite at the stage where a lot of the fights go the full 10 minutes. Ooh, good palm strikes from Inagaki, and he's grabbed a front headlock. And he's pulling guard on a guillotine. Damn it, Inagaki, don't do that. It's an arm-in guillotine in 1993, so he's not going to finish that.
No.
And you can tell Vernon's not even in trouble because he's just like, no, I'm fine. And you can hear him clearly, whereas if it was... Although he has trapped the arm of Vernon there. Oh, he had the arm trapped. And he's trying to kick up for a triangle. Vernon T-Rexing, doing the right thing. Oh, a little power bomb from Vernon Tiger White. Not sure if we call that a power bomb. More of a power bump. Oh, switching to an armbar. Good guard play from Inagaki, and then he's gone re-guarded. And Vernon put his foot on the ropes, decided he was in trouble there, and burnt a rope escape in order to return standing. If you read old issues of Wrestling Observer magazine, there are complaints from Joe Silva, former matchmaker of the UFC, about Dave Meltzer referring to Pancrase as a shoot. Never mind that Inagaki's doing great here. Standing double wrist lock, tries to switch into a Makikomi and then turns back into Vernon there. Pretty cool. But yeah, so Joe Silva, former matchmaker of the UFC, was calling and saying, what are you talking about? Pancrase can't be a shoot. They don't burn their rope escapes to get out of trouble for, like... Except Vernon did that in the second ever fight. And he did it quite a lot. Vernon, he'd get trapped on the ground and he'd just go, nah, don't want to be here. Put his foot on the ropes. Backstanding where he had a chance. So obviously Joe Silva didn't watch as much Pancrase as I have. Oh, picture perfect Van Damme sidekick right to the damn face from Vernon White there. Ooh, good palm strikes from Inagaki back. Standing double wrist lock again. Knees Vernon in the face. Grabbing a front headlock. Another knee. He's trying too hard on them, so he's hitting with the top of the thigh. You need to try... Ooh, good body punches from Vernon there back. But Misha Tate... No, not Misha Tate. Kat Zingano, great with her knees because she won't put the full power in. She'll just line up the point of the kneecap with the person and then rely on it to get the cut, whereas Vernon was throwing him full strength and then landing with a knee. Good palm strike there from Tiger White. Sort of a stepping rear hand, a lunge punch from karate. Snapped Inagaki's head back, but Inagaki's got him in the corner now and just landing some knees. Palm strikes. Another knee to the head. More palm strikes. Vernon's just standing there just going, yeah, whatever. Just covering up. Ooh, good body punches again back from Vernon. Just hammering into the core of poor Inagaki here. A nice palm strike, almost a pro wrestling forearm over the top there. And Inagaki seems to be a bit tired. Oh, good palm strike there from Vernon. Back in the corner. Inagaki trying to do some damage. He's headhunting too much. So he's just landing strikes on the forearms of poor old Vernon, and who is hammering his body, and you can tell it's gassing out poor Inagaki here. Yeah, Inagaki's hands way down. Still trying though. Another lunge punch. Oh, down off a pimp hand to front hand combo from Vernon Tiger White. Inagaki back standing. But 1-1 now. Double leg from Inagaki. Crowd rises for that. Vernon trying not to grab onto the ropes here. Inagaki climbing back up the body. Vernon shoving down on his head. Ooh! Hammers him in the body. You can see the grimace of Inagaki. That must have hurt. Vernon knees him in the face. Pimp hands. Palm strikes everywhere, all over the face of poor Inagaki here, who is absolutely buckled from those body shots, but still will not go down. And his nose is absolutely pissing out blood. Ooh, that was another pro wrestling forearm from Vernon Tiger White. Keep it clean, Tiger. Double leg from Inagaki. Gets him down, but straight onto the ropes. That is not good. He's climbing up the body and a break, and at least he can take like a couple of seconds to catch his breath. Doing what he can. Hands on his knees here, trying to suck in some deep ones, get his breath back. But the bodywork from Tiger. Oh, skipping round kick from Tiger, and a good palm strike afterwards. I love Tiger's striking. It was, oh, buckled him. Hard left body strike there. And Inagaki refuses to go down. Spinning back kick to the liver again, buckles poor Inagaki's. Body's just getting hammered today. And his strikes are starting to sail, his feet aren't under him, so he's got no power behind them. Shoots a double leg, actually turns the corner quite nicely there, cutting off the sprawl, even though it was a bit weak. And then Vernon nearly falls through the ropes, and so it was all wasted effort. Palm strike from Vernon. Backs himself onto the ropes. Getting whacked by poor Inagaki here. Knee to the head. Body strikes. Ooh, I think he just punched him in the dick, but that's alright. Ref didn't see. Vernon using an arm drag, pulling himself around. Body punches from Inagaki, but they are lacking power. Palm strikes to the head. Turned Vernon back onto the ropes. Laziest takedown ever, climbing up onto his back. Vernon trying to tripod Inagaki off there, doing the right thing. 2 hands on one, and lifting his ass in the air, making it difficult to take the back. Inagaki going to a single arm ride, and then going briefly to a half Nelson. Always cool to see. Oh, digging in a crossface. Will he just try and yank the shit out of that, or will he try and choke Vernon? Vernon's flattening himself out, and Soichi Hiroto stands him up. Oh, poor Inagaki. Doing his absolute best. Low kick. Ooh, high kick from Inagaki. He's decided to have a go, but Vernon just no-sells it and just whacks him in the face. Hard palm strikes from Vernon. Inagaki tries throwing out another high kick. Body lock from Inagaki here. uses it to land a knee to the face, and then Vernon front kicks and backhands him on the way out. Good check of that kick from Vernon Takeaway. Oh, stabbing front kick. Cuts Inagaki in half there. A massive overhand strike here. Throwing up high kicks. Slaps. Inagaki just will not go down, the tough bastard. Maybe Vernon hurt his thumb there because he looked at his hand after he threw a strike. Oof, that was a blatant elbow attempt there from Vernon. He's settling down now, just going back to range, just landing out strikes on the edge of Inagaki's range because he's got long limbs, the old Vernon. Inagaki shoots in for a single. Vernon has 0 takedown defense, and so will fall over. There you go, slung to the ground by Inagaki. He's got mount. That's good. Steps off to side. Probably going to scoot through to Kezugatami because that's his favourite spot. And now he's just going to crank Inagaki's head. And Inagaki puts his foot on the ropes to the escape. So the old just scarf hold. Not even a submission. Just pulling up on the head and taking all the air out of the body there. Well, it's almost as if you don't really want an escape because you'd rather stay on top for a little bit. High kick from Vernon. Front kick from Vernon. Backs Inagaki in. Chopping backhand. Palm strikes. Knee to the face. God damn Inagaki. Throwing some hard strikes back now. He seems to have got a little bit of his breath back. And the moment I say that, he just gets whacked in the body and just cut in half again. Oh, another liver kick and a knee to the head. The corner of Vernon calling for knees. Vernon pulling down on Inagaki's hands to land slaps to his head. Very cool. Very Wing Chun-esque. Down, standing down from Soichi Hiroto, and that is that's a call I understand. He picks his hands up because he's unreasonably tough. But he's still he can barely breathe, the poor bastard. You can see how low his arms are, and he's trying to protect that body, but he's just getting whacked in the face constantly. Charging double leg. Going for a... I'm not sure what to call this. It's got a sort of... thinking like the crucifix neck crack, where you sort of crank your arm through the... behind the neck and then into the other armpit. So under one armpit, behind the neck, and then into the other one, and you can sort of crank a guy's neck from there. But didn't get to pull it off because Soichi Hiroto decided the ropes were in the way and stood him back up, which is bad news for poor Inagaki. Charging knee attempt from Vernon. Low kick from Inagaki. Lunging strike from Vernon. High kick attempt from Inagaki, but caught the shoulder of Vernon. Oh, good jab there from Vernon. Basically closed the eye of Inagaki. Must have hit it right with the bone of the palm. Maybe like flicked him in the back of the in the eye with his knuckle. Front kick into a single leg from Inagaki. Inagaki sort of uses an inside trip, Kosoto Gake for your judo terminology. Turns Vernon away from the ropes. Trying to crank and separate these arms again. You look at the damn cauliflower ear on Inagaki's head. It's like he's growing. He absorbed a twin in the womb, and then it's just growing out of his head on his ear. Thankfully, mine doesn't look like that. But you know, maybe one day. Backstanding. Poor Inagaki. Absolutely cannot catch a break in this fight. Front kick attempt from Vernon, then uses it to close the distance and land a couple of palm strikes. Down, yeah. That, I wouldn't call it down, I'd call it more of a slip. Because Vernon landed that stomping front kick as Inagaki was trying to land one of his own. But he did fall over, so you know what, call it a down if you will. Karate Kid kicks from fucking Vernon White. Crane kicks straight to the body. Spinning back kick to the body. Vernon absolutely in his groove in this fight. Side kick to the leg, followed by a backhand to the head. Just cool shit coming from Vernon. Inagaki closes the distance, landing some knees again. Got his tie clinch, hammering to the body. Ooh, he just punched him in the back of the head there. Knees to the head. Vernon hammers to the body, grabs a clinch of his own, lands a knee. Elbow, pair of elbows, 3 elbows. Palm strike slipping into an elbow. Very old school sort of boxing where you punch and then you glide over with your arm to land an elbow. Now he's gone back to slapping and he's trying very hard to knock Inagaki down here. But he was not happy about getting punched. Oh, fuck! Just cut him in half with a body kick and then soccer kicked his brain off. Too much heart from Inagaki. No! Fight! No! What the fuck are you kidding, ref? Tries to hook kick his brain case off. Good lord. But yeah, he's barely got anything. Just get the doctor to check him out, please, ref. Knee to the head. Using the palm strikes to grab hold of a clinch and then land another knee. Very cool shit from Vernon in this fight. He's lucky that Inagaki isn't a better grappler, but yeah, thank you, Soichi Hiroto. Take Inagaki over there. And Ken Shamrock shouting some advice to Vernon. And Inagaki insisting that he's fine even though he's almost dead. And so the doctor has called a stoppage to that fight. Alright, and what a match it was. Your winner, first time ever in Pancrase for him, Vernon Tiger White. Alright, here we are with fight number 2. Making his Pancrase debut, Andre van den Uitelaar. I'm just gonna quickly double check my stuff, because I remember from Bas Rutten's commentary on his fights that Andre van den Uitelaar, not sure if he was an Olympic boxer? He was a judoka and a boxer as far as I understand. Look him up on K-Drake, we'll see what they have to say. Not much. Yeah. But he's a big man. And coming out to a song that quite possibly may have to be muted. We'll find out. Given it was only 30 seconds, we'll see. I didn't really have much to say during his walkout either. But from what I understand from Bas Rutten's introduction of him, he was an Olympic boxer for Holland and a judoka as well. So he already had some sort of mixed background, and he got picked up by Glovis Debris to come out to Pancrase. Sort of the... Pancrase was trying to expand at this point because they had 2 shows with just the sort of the key members and that guy who looked like a goblin. And so they're trying to get some more Dutch people in because taking the rings route and bringing in more Dutchmen seems to work. And here comes Ryushi Nagisawa to his Japanese shout rock. Wearing an oversized t-shirt even for him, so what size must that t-shirt be? Must be like a quadruple XL or something. Because he's fucking huge as it is. Look at that man. That man is 90% Viking. The fact that he's not called Sven is a massive oversight. And so who do they match him up against in? Oh, you've got this gigantic Dutchman. Well, you know we've got this gigantic Japanese guy, so let's just have a really tall fight and see what happens there. It's almost like that time that Semi Shield fought Ryushi Nagisawa. And completely mismatched gear for Van den Uttela. He just bought whatever shin pads and whatever he could get his hands on, it seems. Whereas Ryushi Nagisawa actually made his debut in Pro Wrestling Fujiwara Gumi. I watched one of his matches a little while ago. It was a traditional young boy match. It went 20 minutes to a draw. I think it was on Stack of Arms. Charges into that single leg. I don't know what he was doing there, just sort of flailing up and then lunging in for that single leg. Nice sprawl from Uttela. He's going to try and turn to Yanagisawa's back or turn Yanagisawa over. I'm not sure if that was a result of Yanagisawa wanting to be on his back rather than having Andre there, or the turnover from Van den Uttela, because it didn't quite look like any turnover I have seen. And he's just trying to forearm choke Yanagisawa here. Just brutalize him. Yanagisawa trying to get underhooks or something, trying to re-guard and get some space and run away from Andre Van den Uttela. What am I talking about? He wouldn't want to re-guard. I think Uttela's going to go for an armbar. Yeah, we hooked that arm. So he's trying for the armbar on Ryushi Nagisawa. Trying the... Yanagisawa coming up to his knees, stacking up and separating the legs of Andre Van den Uttela. So he's probably going to be able to pop his elbow free any minute now. There we go. Elbow's free. Can Uttela switch off to an omoplata? No, Uttela re-guards. So I think we're seeing the judo of Andre Van den Uttela there with the armbar attempt. In the guard of Uttela. And the problem is Uttela is a more traditional grappler, so we won't see any ridiculously fun shit. One of his matches, which I don't think I'll do, I think I'll only do the Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestler series for Classic MMA Revival, because I believe that Pancrase 1 already got done by... Or was it Pancrase 3? It was one of the Pancrase events, but he had this hideous match with Kazuo Takahashi that went to a 30-minute draw, and it was literally just Takahashi would double leg, get caught in Udala's guard, and then get nowhere. But Udala's opened up the guard, shoving away on the head of Yanagisawa. Maybe you're going to try and stand up. Or Yanagisawa was thinking about jumping on a leg lock, and then he's decided to adjust that. Udala's grabbed an overhook on Ryushi Yanagisawa. I'm not sure if we're going to see a triangle from the big man. Half guard, tries to scoot out the back, got the underhook, a butterfly guard from Andre Van der Noodler. What are we seeing here? Yeah, Ryushi Nagisawa trying to scoot past that leg. And gets regarded by Udala. Maybe Udala was clawing at the throat there, and Yanagisawa just shook his head at him, just like, no, don't do that. Come on. Bro, this is Pancrase. We're nice to each other here when we try and kill each other. Neck crank from Ryushi Nagisawa, but Udala's got his arms inside, which will take a bit of the pressure off that. Yeah, we're not seeing very much going on. Ref, I would like to see a stand-up, please. Although this is well and truly before Soichi Hiroto decided to start standing people up for any reason other than rope breaks. Oh, the stack has opened up Udala's guard, and Udala kicks away to re-guard. Dear God, it's like watching an 80cc match. Not one of the good ones either. No, I lie, it's like watching a Mundials match. There we go. That's the one where they do it in the... Sweep attempt from Andre Van der Noodler. Gonna put him in danger of a leg lock attempt from Ryushi Nagisawa, but Nagisawa not committing to the leg lock at all. Just flop back, Yuki Nagisawa. Just jump back on the leg. This is Pancrase. None of this methodical guard passing work. In fact, I remember the first time I see like a genuine guard pass was in 1997. Although there was that time that Frank Shamrock kicked back both his legs and then leave it open the guard of Yanagisawa. But yeah, the first time I saw like a traditional jiu-jitsu guard pass where you push down the hips and you get your knee in the butt and you separate the legs was straight up in 1997 because it was, oh, it might have been 1996 because it was Keiichiro Yamamiya, the first man to genuinely pass a guard in Pancrase. He's clawing the throat again. Stand up. So they're going to stand them up. They're going to take the excuse of Andre Van der Noodler grabbing the throat to stand everybody up, which I approve of. Don't shoot. Oh, Yanagisawa's going to shoot again. I can see it. Shoots, gets sprawled on. And Yanagisawa's not a small dude, but he's just absolutely been out-muscled by Udala there. And Udala on Yanagisawa's back. Nagasawa turning over. Udala sort of bullying him. Another shot of Soichi Hiroto's ass. And Nagasawa trying for a backdoor escape here, but moving very slowly. Yanking on the foot of Andre Van der Udala, trying for a toe hold. Yep, rolling through. Toe hold from underneath of the bottom of side control. You madman. No knee control at all, so he's not going to finish this. And Udala's legs are thicker than me, so yeah, not sure if he's going to finish that hold. Udala trying for a forearm choke here. Probably going to try for that armbar again if he underhooks that arm. Nagasawa goes belly down. Udala sitting on his shoulders here. The chin of Nagasawa is up, so if Udala wanted to punch for a choke, he probably could. But he doesn't seem to want to do that. He seems to want to turn Nagasawa back over. Thank you, ref, because I was getting a little boring. Yeah, I apologise for this match, ladies and gentlemen. It's not super great. Not the worst we've seen on Pride Resurrection's channel, but, you know, that probably goes to quite a few of the fights on Vale-Tudo Japan 1995. Nagasawa picking pubes out of his mouth, or some of Udala's gigantic leg hairs. Maybe Nagasawa could throw some hands and some kicks. But I've got no idea why he doesn't. No, he just charges in on the shot again. Got the sort of leg bent of Udala. It's an interesting way you can sort of... There are ways to finish that takedown from here. I mean, not necessarily with that grip and that leg whizzer that Udala has. Well, not a leg whizzer, the whizzer that Udala had. There we go. That's one way to finish it. Just yank up on the heel. And so now Udala trying for a choke from the bottom of side control. Just turn back. Fucking seriously, Nagasawa. If he just turned all the way over, he would have taken top position in top side. But no, he tried to sit up out of the choke and gave Udala top position. Udala, 3 marks on his deltoid there. I don't know what those are. Maybe burns? Or like old acne scarring. Udala back on top. Absolutely molesting poor Nagasawa here. Nothing much happening. It's like watching a man be mauled by a shaved bear. Very slowly cuddled to death by a shaved panda. Well, apparently pandas can get vicious, how you know the fight the fight you're watching isn't super interesting is you start bullshitting about other stuff. How to tell if the commentators have lost interest. They'll start thinking about things that they would rather be watching. And I would rather be watching a man get mauled to death by a panda right now. Just come on, fellas, do other shit. Because Nagasawa's got to work... I don't know why he keeps shooting, because he's losing on the ground. Backstanding. It's like the couple of weeks ago, I was a shadow judge on an MMA event in Lithgow, and two guys from a purely striking gym decided to shoot double legs. High kick attempt from Yanagisawa, something different. And he's got that leg, so he's going to suck it all the way in, and he actually might take top position this time if he climbs up Udala's body. Although he might get stuck in guard. You know what? Rather than getting stuck in guard, you know what would be fun, Yanagisawa, if you just dived on leg locks like a madman. That is what I would do. Although Udala's guard is open, so if Yanagisawa, you know, does some basic wrestling and stuff, he could actually pass. Although the guard, less important a position in catch wrestling. Although Funaki did have that awesome guard. Overhook from Udala. Still stuck in this guard. And you know, so stacking with his hips, so the feet of Udala are open, but he just doesn't... He's not paying any attention to it. Oh, there we go. Just grab a heel hook. There we go. That's the shit. Ah, oh, fuck. Come on, Yanagisawa. He's forced down a knee and he's slid into top half guard. He's sort of scooted around. Finally, a guard pass! He's in top side! Yes, ladies and gentlemen. After finally paying attention and attempting a leg lock, he's actually managed to pass guard. So now he's on Udala's backhand. Udala doing the traditional judo defense of turtling. Wonder if we'll see any nasty cat shit from Yanagisawa, sort of grinding of the elbows or anything fun like that. Nope, we're just going to see him attempt to take the back with both hooks. Though he does have one single wrist control. Trying a leg pick. Trying for a turnover here. Although Udala's done the right thing and tripoded out with his knee. So now he's just yanking up on a foot, which is always fun to see. And he did manage to flatten Udala out, though now he's in a front headlock, and he's trying for a guillotine. Has he got an arm there? And Udala goes to his back in order to throw the guillotine off and manages to recatch guard. Interesting stuff happens once people get past the stifling guard of Andre van der Udala. Leg weave past there briefly, and now trying for a shin lock. Awesome, Yanagisawa. Excellent. Rolls through for a toe hold. Ends up on the bottom again. He's trying very hard for this toe hold. Stays on top. Log roll from Andre van der Udala. Udala's got no idea what he's doing, but he's trying to lock... Oh, heel hook from Yanagisawa. Very cool. Keep trying, Yanagisawa. Good shit. Yanagisawa turns it with the heel hook. Maybe he'll get some leg control now. Yes, he has. He's managed to scoot in, get his legs around the... isolated the leg of Andre van der Udala, so he may actually be able to finish one of his holds now. And Nagisawa had a mean toe hold. Oh, inside heel. He's got that. That is the end of the match. Excellent inside heel hook. And Yanagisawa has won! First win in Pancrase. That's why he's so excited. That wasn't a super great match, ladies and gentlemen, but I will see you for the next one very shortly. Alright, here we go. Match number 3. Got Lion's Den sort of also ran. James Matthews taken on the excellent Kazuo Takahashi. And Kazuo Takahashi will be making his own appearance in the wonderful sort of second series we have going of old school shoots, because he had a shoot match with Ken Shamrock that explains why he's so chinny later in his career. I have no idea who that young boy is. One of the young boys you'll see running around is Kiyama Kunyoku. In fact, you can see him at some PWFG shows, some of the later ones. But some of these guys, I've got no idea. It might be one of the Daisukes, either Daisuke Ishii or Daisuke Watanabe, but it seems just a bit early for either of them to be sort of showing up. And whoever he was, he's got a split nose from sparring.
Come on!
The excellent theme of Kazuo Takahashi, which I can't find anywhere. Because there was a CD release that was all the songs of, like, all the new themes of the Pancrase people. And so it had Masakatsu Funaki's Red Zone, had Takahashi's whatever this is called. And it's pretty great. It was even better when he came out wearing a damn cape. Wearing bright neon green. And wearing the traditional nipple-showing variety of singlet is James Matthews. And Takahashi is a large boy. Like, Ken Shamrock dwarfs him, but Takahashi looks extremely big. James Matthews looks country strong. James Matthews also has a cubic head. Just to continue bullshitting on the poor guy. A little cut on Takahashi's cheek there, probably from sparring too hard. Maybe it's a leftover from when Ken Shamrock beat the snot out of him and then turned his leg upside down last time. But he seems excited to go. Can't believe that was only a month ago. He got like concussed twice in one fight and then he's back to fight again. It's almost as bad as Ryushi Nagasawa being in a coma and then... Ooh, high kick attempt from Takahashi there. Hard inside low kick, but James Matthews got out of the way of it. Front kick to the legs from Matthews. Oh, big! Oh, damn! Big counter right slap and then a left high kick afterwards has knocked James Matthews down. James caught the kick on his forearms, but he's rubbing his nose because it's probably tender from that punch, and he's like, "Oh yeah, bro, come on, keep fighting." But if I were him, I would not fuck around with Kazuo Takahashi on the feet because he's a demon. Just brawls and just throws shit with mean intentions behind it. Palm strikes. Single leg shot from James Matthews into a double leg, and Takahashi just sprawls out, just sits on it, and just takes him out. And that is demoralizing whenever that happens. You ever shot a takedown on somebody and then they've just sat on you and taken him out. Into a straight armbar. Causing some serious problems. And won the fight in not very long at all. Well done, Kazuo Takahashi. Not so well done, James Matthews. So here we have our co-main Pancrase rules fight of this event. It is Takaku Fuke, at this point known as Yusuke, taking on fucking Ken Shamrock. Jesus Christ. And to put a little perspective around this event, it is November 8th, 1993, and very soon after this, Ken Wayne Shamrock will be heading off to fight in the UFC 1, so I think it was November 21 or something like that, so only like 2 weeks before he's going off to fight this no-rules cage match that nobody really knows anything about off in the US. Ken's gonna fucking have a full Pancrase rules match. At this point, however, Ken was an unstoppable badass, so probably didn't even bother him. Lovely jacket from Yusuke Fuke there. I dig that thing, it's great. Very nice satin or whatever it is, reflective polyester. Though he does have a hideous mullet. And here is Ken Shamrock coming out to his stripper theme, which contains sort of leopard growls and whatever else you want. Because back in the day, to make ends meet between wrestling shows, Ken Shamrock was a male dancer. Mind you, if you had a body like Ken Shamrock, why wouldn't you? That's how Tiger got his nickname. When he was a male dancer, his nickname was Tiger. So, there you go. Oh, and Bob Shamrock, Ken and Frank's adoptive father, woo, says the crowd as Ken takes his shirt off, said when Frank came out of prison, he said, Frank, you've got a good body in prison, so you've got two options. You can go fight with Ken, or you can go become a stripper, because you can't do much else. And Frank decided to become a fighter, and the rest is history, because that is a damn good fighter. And Yusuke Fuke getting ready to take on Ken Shamrock. Look at that freak beast! Oh, little plug. Jonathan Snowden, a MMA journalist, very opinionated man, has done a book with Ken Shamrock, and he's sort of self-publishing using the power of Indiegogo. So I'll give him a little shout out, because that is a book that I want to read, and that even just for the cover art, that is awesome. So I've thrown them a few dollars. So if you want to throw them $7 US, you can get the ebook of that or whatever else. But I'll plug that now, and I think by the time this goes up, the Indiegogo should still be going. Not that I have I have no relationship to Jonathan Snowden whatsoever. We've talked occasionally on Twitter, but that is a project that I would support, and so I will suggest that other people of the internet also support. Jesus Christ, look at Ken. Alright, here we go. Inside low attempt from Takaku Fuke. Trying again with those inside low kicks. Hard outside low kick from Ken Shamrock. That's not a low kick. This is a low kick. Into a clinch. Knees the fucking brain case off Takaku Fuke, who shoots a panic double. And now Ken's on his back. Hanging off that crossface. That is so cool. He's hanging his whole body weight off the crossface that he had on Takaku Fuke. And Fuke's chin's come up, and so he's just snuck in the choke. And he's hit his hand. Oh no, his hand's right on top of the head there, but he's so strong. And Fuke's trying to get out, and he's dead. Fuke's fucking dead. Jesus Christ. Look at that match. Holy fuck, look at Ken Shamrock. Alright. So, those of you with long memories will remember that the last time we did Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers, Maury Smith was called out by Suzuki Minoru. And famously, they had a match back in U Cosmos that went to a draw. That wasn't really. It was a pro wrestling match, not a fight. But Minoru Suzuki went up to, I believe it was Maury Smith's manager, and called him out to a kickboxing rules match in the Pancrase ring. Which is interesting because, you know, these guys are kind of mates. They've worked together a fair bit. And Semi Nakamura is the referee, so they didn't have any of the Pancrase refs in for this. And who do you think the crowd wants to win? Minoru charging across the ring there, trying to get a go at Mo Smith, who lands a nice body kick into a clinch from Minoru Suzuki, landing some knees. Insta break from the referee. Jesus Christ! Maury Smith Down, says the ref. Yeah, fucking Maury Smith just tried to decapitate Minoru Suzuki there. And Minoru's like, oh yeah, whatever, I just got punched in the face with hard, it's fine. And good hands from Mo Smith here. Good counter hook from Minoru Suzuki there, but it sort of bopped Maury Smith on the head. And I don't really understand why Minoru Suzuki took this fight, because he was never the best kickboxer that Pancrase had to offer. Body kick attempts from Minoru Suzuki. Did actually have quite a nice left kick. Low kick from Maury Smith and a long right body punch. And fuck, Mo Smith is a big dude. Oh, hard left to the body there. Good knee to the body. And break, says the referee. And a little bit of blood on the shoulder from Mo Smith. Oh, fucking look at him! Eyes of a killer has Mo Smith. Hard low kick there. Just bullying poor Suzuki around the ring. Hard body punches. Slinging poor Suzuki around the ring like a bitch. Hard low kick slung back from by Mo Smith. Shoving Suzuki in the corner, landing some knees. And the ref says break again. Fucking Jesus! Imagine having this Mo Smith chasing you around the ring. That'd terrify you. Mo Smith shoved into a head arm sort of hold here and landing some hard knees to Minoru Suzuki. Not landing full with the knee, landing with the upper thigh. Still not good. Low kick from Mo Smith. Good jab from Mo Smith there. Another good jab. And Suzuki already out of ideas. Back into this clinch. Turning Mo Smith onto the ropes. Maybe he'll try and land some knees, but the referee has broken them again. And that's the end of round number 1. Fuck, this is not good. Good stare down there. Good pro wrestling instincts from Minoru Suzuki, but fuck. Not an ideal first round to this match. And a ring girl! Very modestly attired Pancrase branded ring girl there. Wonder what advice is going on. Oh, they had like mysterious smelling salts for Minoru Suzuki in the corner there. Tipped it inside low from Misu here. And he is repping Pancrase with the shin guards and speedos, but I wouldn't have worn shin guards against Mo Smith. Very interesting there. Lifted up a check on one side and then landed a skip round, but it wasn't very hard. Oh, nice Superman punch there. But now he's just going to get bullied in the corner by Mo Smith again. Breaks, says the referee. Says Sami Nakamura. I wonder if Sami Nakamura is sort of a famous kickboxing referee in Japan. Who knows? Body kick from Mo Smith. Oh, nice left body kick into left punch from Suzuki there, but not really landing clean. Defensively sound is Mo Smith. And Mo Smith slings Minoru Suzuki into the corner and gets the break again. Oh, Jesus. Hard strikes from Mo Smith here. And Minoru Suzuki can't do much but hold on, and I have been in this position before against a superior kickboxer in a kickboxing rules situation. Kind of, at one point you can just go, fuck, I'm just going to wrestle this cunt. Oh no, hard body punches there. Breaks as the ref, and look at the look of just fucking sheer, I'm not going to say exhaustion, but just fucking, hard strikes from Mo Smith, and a body kick back from Minoru Suzuki. But he's tense. Oh, that liver kick caused a grimace out of liver hook caused a grimace out of poor Minoru Suzuki. But yeah, it's just this look of just, fuck, what am I going to do? Back in the clinch again, still getting double underhooks. And nearly got thrown there by Mo Smith. Spinning back fist from Minoru Suzuki. And showmanship from Mo Smith, pretending to be rocked. But the crowd liked it. Well, oh fucking, he's serious now. Fucking Mo Smith, eyes of an absolute killer in kickboxing matches. I actually haven't seen him look like this in any of his MMA fights. Hard knee to the body. And that is the end of the second round. Signs of life out of Minoru Suzuki, but he's still not doing great. And he's stumbling back to the stool. Fuck. This is not good. And he says, I'm a pro wrestler. Well, I'll show you what pro wrestling's about, or something like that. Trying to rile up the crowd, but he's not doing great. Or maybe it's Vaseline, maybe that's what putting on his head. Maybe that's what I thought the mysterious fucking smelling salts were. Oh, Jesus. Fucking just decapitated him with the right hand off that low kick. He's gonna try and stand up. He can't get up, ref, don't... Oh no, they're gonna let him fight again. Jesus Christ. He can barely fucking stand. Slip. Charges in with a Superman punch into this clinch again. Oh, sneaker right handed. An uppercut from Mo Smith and a down. And Jesus Christ, referee, are you insane? Oh, God. Fuck, he's dead. That's the end of the match. Oh, God. Alright, we'll be back in the main event in just a bit. And here we are with the main event. We've got Kies Bazimes, or Sees Bazimes, or however you say that name, it's Dutch, taking on Masakatsu Funaki. So, big step up for your Pancrase debut, taking on fucking Funaki. And Sees Bazimes has that look around his eyes of scar tissue and damage, so I'm going to say Dutch kickboxer. And the tag of his shorts is poking out of his ass crack. Bows to all four corners of the ring. Some kanji tattooed on his arm. And here comes Funaki to his old theme, not even half as good as Red Zone. But Bazimes seems to be in alright shape and has got his wrists taped up, so I think he's going to be a striker. big lats on Bazims, actually. Sort of got a big boxers build, really big back and a sort of smaller front. I don't really know much about Bazims. I have a feeling he was a Dolman guy, and you'll find out why soon enough. And Funaki's coming out flanked by most of the guys from Pancrase. And are wearing black ring gear and a very cool robe. Look at Funaki, absolute fucking star. Wearing some Sikh tights. Those are awesome. Still with a little Japanese flag on them though. A little bit of gynecomastia, I think, on C's Bazims there. A little bit of the sort of fluffy nipples from potentially steroid use. I don't want to accuse the man of taking steroids, but it was the 90s, and he is in decent shape. So, make of that what you will. Not the worst that has been seen, but still. It's like that period in The Rock's career where he was wrestling in a t-shirt for the whole time. And you wonder why. Potentially because he was having gyno before that and may have had the surgery. Potentially, allegedly. You know what? He seems to be a very nice man, so let's not accuse The Rock of doing what everybody in the WWE has been doing and continues to do. Alright, here we go. Hard body kick from Bazims, straight into a double leg from Funaki. And he's grabbed the ropes, burned the rope escape. Straight into mount from Funaki there. Funaki's like, yeah boy. Karate Kid kick from Bazims. And he just threw a punch. That was not a palm strike. Manages to turn over Funaki. Going for a choke. Knees to the head of Funaki. Another knee to the head of Funaki. Funaki's desperation low single here. Building up on the single leg. Knee to the body. An elbow from Bazims. Fucking... This is why I thought he was a Dolman guy. Because he cheats maliciously. Oh, Funaki tried way too hard for the armbar. Bazims managed to get his elbow back to the floor. But Funaki maintains balance like a badass. And stayed on top. Knees to the body from the bottom by Bazims. Rope escape from Bazims. And Funaki doesn't look very happy. And the referee's going to have a chat with Bazims. And Bazims like, what? I didn't throw 2 super illegal strikes. Look at that dickhead. Palm strike attempt there from Bazims. Straight into a double leg goes Funaki. And he locks up an Americana in half a second. And he holds onto the fucking thing for about half an hour while the ref shoves him off. And that is the end of the match. And Funaki gesticulates wildly at C's Bazims. Bazims like, oh, come on, bro, even though he just lost the fight. And scolded by Ryuichi Nagisawa. But that's the end of the event, ladies and gentlemen. It was pretty good. First fight, great. Second fight, not so great. Funaki still pissed. And surprise, surprise, C's Bazims would never be seen in Pancrase again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that. Please check out my channel. If Or not, just hang around on Pride Resurrection, you'll see enough of my work.